Hello again, Gooners! Yes, you like that phrase, don't you? Well, some of you do. I'm not too sure why. I don't personally like it, but that's all I've got for now. I had this competition, come up with a better opening phrase for this Gooner podcast. Well, it's not actually a Gooner podcast. It's a sort of Gooner podcast of sorts, but it's not the original one. Obviously, you know about my involvement in the original one. It's minuscule in terms of my involvement now, but check it out because it's really good. But what did I call mine? TLC, the loose cannon. It's gone through loads of different names. I still haven't arrived at the top name, the name that's really going to sell it, the name that's going to bring advertisers in. And I'll be selling all kinds of things like relief from hay fever, that kind of thing. One thing I haven't found relief from is my summertime blues. My summertime blues are caused partly by Cesc Fabregas joining Chelsea, partly by the fact that Arsenal never buy players. Oh, wait a second, I hear you say. Wait a second. It's all changed, hasn't it? It's all changed, as they say on the buses. Yes, it's changed because we have actually signed a player. Am I excited? You're asking right now. And I mean, the camera's shaking. Is that exciting? Are you excited? Am I excited? I think I'll ask you first. Are you excited? Wait, I don't hear an answer on that. I don't hear. What are you saying? No. Maybe some of you are excited, judging by what I'm reading on the internet about Alexis Sanchez joining Arsenal for around £35 million. Shh, I mean an undisclosed fee for an undisclosed period of time. Everything's undisclosed. I'm surprised they even revealed the guy's name. Why didn't they just say a Chilean joined us? A Chilean, and I've got this idea that it's Chile con something. So con means with. So we got more signings on the way. I'm starting to make myself sound excited. In reality, I'll be honest with you, I'm not that excited about Chile con something. Because nothing wrong with chili. Oh, actually, it's very spicy. But now I'm talking about the food. If I was talking about the player, Alexis Sanchez, how excited am I on a 1 to 10? I reckon about 6. 6. Yeah, that's about the extent of it. I'm about 6 in terms of excitement. Not a 7. I'm bordering on 7, so it might be 6.5. So yeah, I'll give it 6.5, but no higher than that. Why? Well, have a look at his goal scoring record. Is it phenomenal? Is he going to score loads of goals? Is he going to make that huge difference that we need to be a title winning team? I personally don't think so. He's going to be a good addition to the squad. Let's not make any bones about that. That's, from that point of view, he's a really good signing. But we need more than that, don't we? People were talking about somebody to rival Giroud. This guy's not going to do that. He's versatile. He can play on the right, the left, in midfield possibly. But is he really going to make a huge difference? My argument is no. Would Cesc Fabregas make a huge difference? Yes, I think. Did we particularly need him? Well, I can see the Arsene Wenger point of view on that. Perhaps not. But Cesc, to me, is the best of the best. But anyway, I'm not going to belabour the point. You've heard all of my views about Cesc Fabregas, so I think I'll lay off the Cesc story. But what I will say is, well, when it comes to this guy, Alexis Sanchez, I just don't think he's going to bring as much to the party as we think he will. Certainly not in his first year. Maybe his second year he'll bring a lot more. If I had to predict how many goals he's going to get next year, I'd say 10 or 11. Giroud will score double, given if he plays the same number of games as this guy, Alexis Sanchez. I'm telling you now, Giroud will score at least twice as many goals. And I'm sticking my neck out. No one else is saying that. So I'm the only one. That's why I'm the loose cannon, right? Okay, I was going to tell you, I went into rant mode. I was going to tell you what's coming up. And clearly at this stage you probably don't want to know because I've probably really said it all, haven't I? Well, I'll tell you what's coming up. Like I told you, it's all about Chile, or Chile. And it's Chile sin. Sin meaning without, you know, like, what do they say? I don't know. I'm not really great on Spanish anymore. I've lost the knack of speaking Spanish. But if it's sin, it means without. So if you're ordering coffee, you say, if you don't want, say you want coffee, but you don't want milk. You say, café sin leche, means coffee without milk. So I'm saying the arrival of Alexis Sanchez could mean 3 sins. 3 sins. But I'm going to give you 5 because I know you like 5. I'm going to give you 5 cons. So you got 5 cons to come and you got 3 sins to start. And the 3 sins are the following. No rio mi aichi. That is one possible sin. I would say it's a sin because as people that are regulars would well know, I am a big fan of Ryo Miyaichi, even though he's hardly hit the ground running. In fact, he's hardly hit the ground at all. He's mostly out injured, as I predicted. He's a little bow-legged, but that will change because he keeps getting injured and he keeps having his legs reset, and eventually they will be quite straight, like Robin van Persie's are sort of quite straight nowadays. So I'm telling you, I think Rio will have a future. Whether it's at Arsenal depends on Arsene Wenger's patience. Arsene is a pretty patient guy, so I wouldn't be that surprised if he does stay at Arsenal and does deliver at some point in time. When that's going to happen, I don't know. The longer it goes on, the more pressure he'll be under. So you start thinking the less chance he's got. If he had a change of scenery, perhaps that would be the best thing for him and for Arsenal. Although, having said that, I really don't want to see him go, but it feels inevitable. So I have to say, on the Ryo Miyaichi front, because I've been asked what's going on with him, well, no news is not good news in this case, I think, unless your name is Anon Y Mouse, and I don't think he's going to change his name at all. Well, sin number two, I've got a number of sin number twos, so I'm kind of cheating on this one. So no Theo Walcott. Some people are saying that Alexis Sanchez's arrival will mean that Theo Walcott will struggle to Walcott into the team. Sorry, I had to laugh at that feeble joke. Anyway, will he struggle to Walcott into the team? I don't think so, because Walcott's got amazing pace, blistering pace, I should say. Alexis Sanchez is not blessed with that. He's got a lot of attributes. I'm not saying he's slow. He's clearly not slow, but he's not got the pace of Walcott, who has. No, it won't affect Walcott. Will it affect Santi Cazorla? Will it affect Jack Wilshere? I really don't know. At this stage, will it affect Oli G, Olivier Giroud? All of these things are unknowns. This is what I'm saying about Alexis Sanchez. There's been a lot of talk about whose place is going to take in the team. I think it's really up for grabs. We've bought a squad player. Let's make no bones about it. We've spent £35 million on a squad player. That is why I'm not particularly excited. Right, what about sin number 3? I'll tell you what sin number 3 is. I don't think it's any direct reflection on the arrival of Alexis Sanchez, but there will no longer be a Wellington boot in our squad. In fact, there wasn't last season, so what difference does that make? No Wellington Silver. He's joining Almeria on loan. Apparently, the 21-year-old, soon-to-be Spanish citizen, had a number of clubs to choose from. He, in fact, chose Almeria. Good luck to him, and let's hope he comes back and manages to cement himself a place in the team, and hopefully he'll get past UK immigration as well, which is even tougher than getting in the Arsenal football team. So there you go. That's sin number 3. No Wellington Silver. So the other sins, I won't reiterate. Oh, yes, I will, just to waste a bit of time. No Rio, no Theo, plus all the others. It's even rhyming. Gets better, doesn't it? Well, you don't know that. I think it will. Because now I'm talking about the 5 cons. Sorry about the shaky camera work this time, but people get nervous. Not me. But talking of nerves, I can't link this at all, so perhaps I should just give it up there. Talking of cons, I'm starting to think the whole thing is a bit of a con trick when it comes to transfer market, but maybe I should talk about that some other time. I'll talk about the 5 cons. Con meaning with in Spanish. It's turning into a language lesson, but there you go. Con number 1. Sami Khedira. Do we want him? The unsteely, still-like midfielder who's going to steal the ball off opponents' feet. Personally, I'm not a big lover of Khedira. Haven't seen him in the Champions League final. He wasn't impressive. Played pretty well in the last World Cup game that I saw. Obviously, I'm speaking prior to the final. Quite impressed with Khedira in that game. Is he better than Fabregas? No, he isn't. So why would we spend £24 million on a player that's got 1 year left on his contract? It's going to cost £150,000 a week, apparently. We are in advanced talks, and this comes from, I mentioned Anon Y Mouse earlier. Well, Anon Y Mouse of the Metro, who is otherwise known as, aka, the Metro Sports Reporter, has revealed that the unsteely, still-like midfielder of Sami Khedira could be stealing balls from opponents' feet come next summer. This summer. Come this coming season. He could be in the Arsenal midfield. I do not think so. Well, the Metro Sports Reporter's been everywhere reporting anonymously, and that was one of his stories. I think Lars Bender was another, of Bayer Leverkusen. He could be on the way, but no details given. And he's got great stats. That's all we can say on that one. Great stats. That doesn't mean a deal is in the offing. Like Remy, he's going to have to take a pay cut. £80,000 a week is what he's on, and he's going to want us to match that. Doesn't look like we're going to do that. £10 million is all he's going to cost. Personally, I'd consider bringing him in, but I don't think it's going to happen. But more chance of that than Khedira and Bender, in my opinion. David Ospina of Colombia and also of Nice could be on the way for £3 million. He's got 12 months left on his contract. We keep hearing the same story, but this time it might actually be true. The goalkeeper had an impressive World Cup. The money we're talking about is chicken feed for Arsenal, £3 million. Even Arsene Wenger won't flinch at spending that kind of money. And finally, Mathieu Debuchy even. He's con number 5. Debuchy, £11 million from Newcastle. My question is, why didn't we sign him all that time ago? Even I flagged him up as a potential signing. Even I flagged him up. But at the time we had Sanya was going to stay put for many years to come. Obviously, he did stay put a little bit longer, while Debuchy went on to flourish at Newcastle. So, personally, if it was down to me and I had to sign a couple of cons out of the 5, I'd certainly take Debuchy. I'd certainly take Ospina. Remy, maybe. Bender and Khedira I'd leave alone. You know why? Because apparently we're overstocked in midfield. That's why we didn't need Cesc Fabregas. So I'll rest my case on that point. Until the next time, I have to say those immortal words, or word, alright!